Hi, everybody. It's Gianmichael, and congratulations as we get ready to move into week 6. Today's topic is going to be the secret of observation. I promised last week in our last session that we were going to dig deeper into these incredible secrets of the super sage, the inner wisdom sage that lives within you. And today we're going to dive into that first secret. Curiosity unlocks learning for young children. It supports creative thinking and initiative. It encourages children to question and try new things. And it builds excitement that comes from successful problem solving and discovery. Some of the benefits of curiosity include a benefit of increased learning. Curiosity prepares the brain to learn, even if the information isn't considered interesting by grown-ups. It can also make learning more enjoyable and rewarding by increasing activity in the brain's memory and pleasure centers. These are functions that are built in to our brain. Well-being is increased as a result, which links curiosity. There's research out there that links curiosity to higher levels of positive emotions, lower anxiety, lower cortisol levels, and greater satisfaction overall in our lives. Curiosity and that need for discovery builds perspective. Childlike wonder can challenge and expand adult perspectives by freeing us from the adult biases and burdens that we might otherwise have. This can push people to think outside the box and again reduce the stress that comes from those adult biases. We also discover that in this secret of observation, our relationships become strengthened, our engagement is increased. People who are curious are much more likely to ask questions and seek out answers. And then boredom is reduced. Curious people are far less likely to find themselves struggling with that restlessness that often hits us in a self-sabotaging mode. They're less likely to get bored because they feel that there's always new things to learn. And so they seek those things out. One of the things I think that's indisputable is that discovery and that childlike curiosity has been demonstrated in research with children and adults, showing that those who are curious and explore their world tend to be more intelligent and more creative people. Their emotional intelligence is greater, their creativity is greater, their joy in the world is greater. So this week we're going to shift into sage mode. This will be a relatively short practice for us today, but it's an important. We're going to shift ourselves into sage mode, and we're going to practice building our observational and explorational skills while we maintain a childlike curiosity. And so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to invite you in a few minutes to close your eyes and we're going to do some Om repetitions. That's to bring us into that shift from whatever might be filling your mind right now into a space that's safer and more deeply rooted in the present moment. And I know discursive thoughts will arise. That's part of the process. It's perfectly natural. No need to get upset or beat yourself up about them. But this time, as discursive thoughts arise, I want to challenge you to just notice them and label them. Label them as fear. Label them as discursive thoughts. Label them as self-sabotage. And then move back to your practice. So take a couple deep breaths. Loosen your shoulders and your neck. And now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And as you continue to breathe deeply, I want to challenge you to turn your attention to the farthest away sound you can hear. And now shift your attention to the closest sound you can hear. And if you're not already doing so, turn your awareness now to the sound of your own breath. Place your hand on your chest or stomach and feel the rising and falling as you take each breath. And now I invite you to rub your thumb and index finger together very gently with such exquisite attention that you notice every ridge, every sensation, the texture and differences on either finger. Just noticing where the nail bed reaches and meets the thumb, the feeling of your fingerprints. And now gently relax your hands as your body relaxes more deeply. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you to think of a time in this past week when you've been hijacked by one of your saboteur influences and felt frustrated or angry. Allow yourself to replay that situation in your mind without judgment, just seeing what was going on that led to your feelings. Notice where you hold the tension in your body when you become frustrated or angry. Notice the increase in your heart rate or your breathing becoming more shallow. Notice the expression on the others that were involved. And now, freeze frame the situation in your mind and imagine having a device that allows you to teleport yourself into the future 10 or 20 years from now. And in this future, imagine that there's a brand new technology that allows you to see your highest and truest self on a special holographic screen in front of you. What would that future self say to you about the situation? What sage insights would they give you, having learned so much from life? What discoveries would they share with you that you might have missed in that moment that might help you better understand what was going on that made you so frustrated or angry? And now picture yourself stepping back into that teleporter and going back to the past, to the situation itself that made you frustrated, and rewatch what happened with this new information that your sage self gave you. How might that have changed things? How might that have changed the way that you responded to what happened? And how might that have changed the way that others responded to you? Just notice with no judgment, bring that curiosity. I wonder what would have happened if, and now bring yourself back to the present moment. And I want to encourage you to consider what the kindest and most loving thing that your higher self, your sage wisdom wants to tell you right now. And as you allow that experience to watch over you, I invite you to take a couple deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, I'll look forward to one day having the opportunity to share with you what that experience brought to you. Perhaps on our weekly discussion, you'll feel free to share that with one another. This week, our exercise is going to focus on using the secret of observation as a superpower. We're going to remind ourselves that this is the true gift that exists even when we're experiencing the self-sabotaging influence of hypervigilance. Remember that hypervigilance is a corruption, a distortion of our powers of keen observation and awareness. And so by focusing on using the secret of observation, using our superpower to explore situations with childlike curiosity, with non-judgment, we are going to develop the skill that hypervigilance hijacks. We're going to develop that as a superpower once again and reclaim our power from the saboteurs. So this may have been a brief session. I actually have zero awareness of time when I'm sharing with you. So it could be anywhere from 15 minutes to 20, 25 minutes. Occasionally we do go to 30 minutes and I won't apologize for that because that's time that's needed to be spent talking about these things. But sometimes the best way to get a point across is to keep it brief so that you can have this free time that you've blocked off on your calendar to really allow the information to wash over you, to really consider it, maybe to play it a second time. And I thank you for spending time with us today as we go into week 6. And I look forward to seeing you throughout the week. Take care, my friends.